One way to help the elimination system is to stop putting things in. Let's talk about fasting. Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Minke. This is Minke Wellness. And fasting, oftentimes has a terrible connotation. It's like, oh, I've got to, drink just water in the desert for 40 days. And that may be obviously one extreme way of fasting. But one way that I think is very accessible and easy to do in the context of our modern lifestyle is to do one day a week is a liquid fast. In other words, we're just going to eat liquids. So everything gets either pureed or soup or a smoothie or something like that for the whole day. So one day a week, okay? And what you're doing here is you're just pre-digesting, you're pre-masticating, you're getting all the stuff ground up, and so that the digestion doesn't have to work very hard. And it's obviously a lot of fluid going through. It's just a lot easier on the whole digestion and elimination system. What we're focusing on is elimination system is if we can give it a rest. Fasting really helps with the elimination system to kind of wash it out. But the problem is a lot of times if you go on a complete stop, the elimination system actually kind of locks up. So if you're not used to the ability of the elimination system to do its own work, sometimes just easing into fasting with this idea of one day a week of eating only liquid foods. So basically drinking all of your nutrients. And again, that would be soups, pureed, especially if they're pureed soups. Some of those soups can be pretty heavy, chicken chunks in there and stuff like that. Everything would be pureed. If you're not willing to puree it, then pick a different soup. I'm saying, like, some of these soups are automatically really kind of light. Or if it's really well cooked soup, overcooked by most people's standards, then it would be very mushy. Everything would be soft, and the texture would all just be somewhat uniform or pretty smooth. So soups are great, and especially if they're warm. It helps things to flow through. And then also smoothies, blender drinks, whether they're green smoothies, vegetable smoothies, or whether it's even just a protein powder based smoothie drink. And that's good. We're not talking about calorie restriction. We're not even talking about light necessarily. You could have a high fat, high protein smoothie with coconut milk and protein powders, and those are effective. But the whole thing is that they're liquid, okay, and that really gives the elimination system full fiber access. In other words, that fiber that's in there is just going to plow right through and give the elimination system a boost and give the digestion a rest. And that one day fast. Now, during that one day fast, one day a week, okay, for a month, and so you're going to do 4 of these. And you can plan it out, and you can make sure you do your calorie count. You don't, like I said, you don't necessarily have to reduce calories. You can of course reduce calories if you like, and that can give an extra bonus to maybe a weight management program, weight loss program. But it like I said, it's not about calories. It's not even necessarily about. I personally want to maintain content of my food in terms of quality. That goes without question. But then balance. I like to eat balanced. I like to eat more of a zone where my carbs are a little bit more balanced by the fat and the protein and the fiber, so that I have, it's really 40-30-30 is what's considered the zone balance. 40% of the calories are carbs, 40% of the calories are fat, and 40% of the calories are protein. I try to accomplish something close to that in almost all the food I eat, really. But especially when I'm making a smoothie or concocting a smoothie, it's pretty easy to kind of manipulate those things. And you might have to watch for unsweetened. If you're gonna put almond milk in there, get the unsweetened almond milk. I use organic soy milk, and so you get the unsweetened organic soy milk, and it's got like 8 grams of protein and very little sugar. I can't remember the exact grams of sugar, maybe only 2 grams of sugar, and it's got 2 grams of fiber. So again, when you're looking at building these smoothies, you don't have to, we're not talking about pure carb stuff. A lot of times you put these smoothies together and they're all carb, right? Fruit and a little bit of veggies. And I'm like, that fruit throws that sugar in there, and the carb ratio is way high. So if you're one of those that hasn't done a lot of smoothies and you're looking at jumping into this one day fast, if you have blood sugar problems, or you have trouble with keeping your blood sugar balanced, you don't want to hit that glycemic index with a fruit-based smoothie. And a lot of times you say, well, I throw some spinach in there. Well, that doesn't really balance it with the fat and protein, and maybe a little bit of fiber helps balance it. But so I'm saying just watch out for that, because in my case, I really need extra fat and protein, and I definitely don't need to lose any weight. So my metabolism is so fast. So, and again, just giving you some context for those of you who are maybe in a little different situation. So the idea again is that 1 day a week we're going to eat liquid food only, and to give the digestive system a rest, and to really give a boost to the elimination system, at least as it pertains to the tube. Now, this would be a great time to continue taking the KMB tincture. Give it a little boost. Drink plenty of water during this time. Same thing. None of that would change. But here's what might be a big boost during that day, is to do an intensive saturation for your probiotic. And here's where you take a Life 9 every hour, or maybe even 2 Life 9 capsules every hour for 8 hours, or every 2 hours for 8 repetitions. So you'd get 16 capsules in the day, and you're really saturating, you're pushing that probiotic out through the system to get a really big push. And again, it might just be, if you're going to do this for a month and you're doing 4 days, you just divide the 30 capsules that you've got by 4, which is somewhere around 7 to 8 capsules in a day. And so again, one every 2 hours for 7 repetitions would be 14 hours or so. You're going to take that capsule with a big glass of water, so the Life 5 or Life 9 capsule. And we're basically doing a really big push, trying to get a bit of a saturation in there, and that, when combined with the liquid diet, really allows that to get in there and get all that stuff down into the colon, get the bacteria that we're looking for to get down into the colon. So it's my little what I call probiotic saturation protocol, but it can be really good when you're taking your probiotic and you're not getting your results, okay? And you don't see much difference in the bowel, and things don't seem to be, you don't get any boost of energy and that kind of thing. So anyway, that's this is this little bit of combination of 1 day fast, 1 day liquid fast with a probiotic boost, and it can be another way to approach taking a little wellness step and giving that in. And that does not have to be, that could be any month, right? So let's say you want to do this next month as we go into the integumentary system, into the skin system. You could do this protocol that we're talking about of doing a 1 day fast that next month. So you could plan that out and say, okay, every Sunday or every Saturday or every Monday or whatever day you want, I'm going to do that, and then really push the Life 9 to see how I can get that balanced out. Okay, so that's the suggestion. You don't have to follow it. Just giving an offer for how we might do a wellness step in the area of kind of helping out the elimination. So resting, the digesting is kind of how I tag it, and we'll give that a try. Let me know how it works, and we will, as we gear toward we're finishing out the elimination system now, and we're gearing up for the integumentary system. And you can see that as we've kind of gone along here, all of these things have built up to really helping out the skin. The integumentary system is the skin. If our digestion is poor and our elimination is poor, we're going to have bad skin. So hopefully you might even have already seen an improvement in your skin as we've gone through these last 2 months in particular, but we'll do a little bit more focus on the skin next month, and hopefully that will round it out and help people, those of you who are looking for some benefit in that area, or some support in that area. So happy wellness, 1 day at a time. We'll see you tomorrow.